Rod Gillis. When we first met inside the door about an hour ago, I said, when did we first meet? And we talked about the radio station and the late Don Pelkey, who was the owner back then, and a lot of good times in this North Country. But Northern Insuring has been around forever and ever and ever.
So have I.
Yeah, me too. Calvin for a little shorter time, but you know, years ago we started a series of interviews with the late Ardo Monaco.
Did you really? And
the Land of Make Believe.
I work for Ardo.
We know that. That's why I'm bringing that up.
Okay.
He called you my protege.
Really?
He used you as a prime example of one of his kids who turned out good.
Well,
I don't know how many turned out bad.
Depends on who you talk to,
but tell me about your background. When did that start with Ardo and the Land of Make Believe?
I grew up in All Sable Forks. I got to be 16 years of age, looked for a summer job. And I talked to the Manning boys, John Manning and Dan Manning, who had parked cars for the Rice people up at Santa's Workshop. And they said, you want to make some money and a great job? Get a parking lot job at the Land of Make Believe. So Tommy Douglas, Randy's father and I, and a guy named Charlie Light went down to the Monaco place. Louis Monaco's, and they're in a restaurant. We walked in the door, kids, we want to see Ardo. Jesus Christ, what do you want to talk to him about? I know you got to cut that out. But he scared the hell out of me because Louis used he was a little rough around the edges. But that was really the genesis of it. Worked for Ardo for 4 years. Just a wonderful experience as a kid and a great job.
Young people who don't know much about the Land of Make Believe should make a study of it. Ardo Monaco was a prince among men.
Yes, he was.
A dear friend. Calvin and I did how many shows? 8, maybe?
Did you really?
Including a 90-minute interview with him on the occasion of his 90th birthday, just less than a week before he died.
Really?
And we showed old clips. I mean, I've got old slides from my kids who are now in their 50s and 60s going to the Land of Make Believe when I first came here in the early 1960s. So
we've got a whole bunch of memorabilia from the Land of Make Believe, and Carol Blakesley Colleen was at our house yesterday picking up stuff.
She's in politics now.
I know.
Running for Area 7, I saw in today's Press Republican.
I think she's, I won't say with her. But in any event, a whole bunch of Ardo stuff that over the years, we used to stop there after skiing and go in and have hot chocolate with Ardo, bring our kids in, and just reminisce. You know, he
loved kids more than anything. He loved animals. He loved his animals. We showed him old movies of his animals. When I sat on the side of his bed and he sat there, we're looking at some old movies, and the tears are running down his face because he remembered a little donkey or a little kid. He would invite neighborhood kids to just dress up and run around there all day.
It was the real deal. I remember when he was making toys, and I would have been maybe about 12 or 13 years of age, across the street from the Land of Make Believe, and going in with my father and seeing the wooden toys that one person making them, you couldn't make them fast enough to make a real living at it.
People don't know that Ardo Monaco made over 3,000 of those prototype toys.
Did he?
Sold them to major toy companies around the world. They reproduced them, and he never made a lot of money.
That's correct.
When we first walked in, we saw a replica of R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Oh yes, I remember it being in his place.
It went floating down the river. He somehow recovered it and fixed it up all over again. So they talk about a legacy.
That was a heartbreaker, that flood for him.
So anyway, I had to bring up that connection with Ardo fondly.
Okay.
So Northern Insuring has been around for a long time as well, long before you got in there, right?
Yes. Goes back to the early 30s, Gordy, 1930, wealthy businessman. If you want to skip, you want me to go on?
No, go ahead.
Wealthy businessman running a finance company. Needed somebody to write the insurance coverage on the cars that they were financing. That was the origin of the agency. My father had no wealth whatsoever and felt the way to create something without any capital was to get into the insurance business. So he came up to All Sable Forks as a teacher. Depression, there were jobs in teaching, and then got connected with these gentlemen, was really looking to do this. Ran 2 jobs, late 30s, probably 38, 39, almost had a nervous breakdown trying to do too much.
Kidding, yeah.
Said, I've got to walk away from the teaching and commit to this full time. One thing led to another. I.H. Cahoon, who was one of the original partners, gave his ownership of the agency to my father in his will, free and clear. The Cameron connection, Cameron's daughter was a partner of Arto Monaco's. Cameron connection was bought out in the mid 50s, and now I've got a 3rd generation involved, and I'm very fortunate.
Isn't it great? And it's great to be here at the Expo again.
Yes, it is.
Because I know Northern Insuring has been at most of them.
We've been at all of them.
27 years.
Since the beginning, that's right.
I love it. Rod, you're a good friend.
Hey, you are too.
Thanks so much for everything you've done.
Well,
if I were Bob Hope, I'd sing thanks for the memories, but I can't sing.
And I see you're writing for Dan Alexander now?
Did you notice that?
Yes, I did.
In 7 of his little newspapers, somebody sent me a note from Virginia saying, my sister cuts that out every week and sends it down here. She says, what'd you talk about last week? I said, very important topic, back houses, outhouses.
You know what you and I are is we're memories. We remember things people never knew about or didn't have the pleasure of forgetting.
Isn't it amazing?
It is amazing. I amaze myself.
We're still upright.
You got it.
Taking nourishment. Rod, have a great
God
day,
bless
my
you.
friend. Good
deal.
to see you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cal.
Derek Jeter?
Yeah, they're kidding me about my number 2. Michael Boris, Stevie, what?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
We're doing well, thank you.
How are things in Altona?
Not much changes.
It really doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Stop and
Doesn't
think about
change.
it.
That's why nobody leaves.
Except there's not a school anymore.
That's right.
So what are you guys doing here?
Basic networking with all the other businesses that we know. We're looking out for a couple of new businesses that maybe we haven't seen before. But mostly it's a networking opportunity.
Any businesses you haven't seen before.
Seems like there's 1 or 2 every year that pop up that we aren't aware of.
How long have you guys been together?
Year and 4 months. Not long.
You're going to keep doing it till you get it right, or has it been right from the very beginning?
Well, then I guess we're going to be together a long time.
Tell me what your business entails, Steve.
We're a full-service CPA firm. We do tax returns, we do audits, we do reviews, we do financial statements, we do some bookkeeping, we do some payroll. We can represent before the IRS if you've been contacted by them.
Do you have an office on Route 9?
We're on Route 9 South.
Yeah.
Near Cliffhaven.
Oh, really? Okay. So if people never heard of you before, there's your phone number right up on the...
Right.
That's right.
You probably have a website.
We do. It's www.bullersonwoodcpa.com.
I bet you didn't know when you were a little boy in Altona that you're going to do this when you grow up.
I don't know how I ended up here, but it's been a good career so far.
Well, I use the word serendipity. You turn the page, all of a sudden you're 20 years old, you don't have a job, but what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
So when did it first enter your mind that you might like to do this kind of work?
I went to Clinton Community College. I graduated with 2 years degree, and I went to Plattsburgh State. And my advisor said you have to pick something specific instead of just business. And I had to pick. I just picked accounting. I don't know why. I did. And that's where it started.
And you were always good at what you do.
I actually have a degree in meteorology from Penn State from my 20s.
Move over, Tom.
No, I didn't want his job. That's how I ended up in accounting. And I ended up working in a bank after graduation. I had a hard time finding a job in the field, and I found out I liked numbers and was good at them. So I went to Plattsburgh State and got a second bachelor's degree, and here I am.
This job doesn't get any easier over the years.
Part of the reason it's still
I
attractive
can't even imagine going through the tax code these days.
It changes every year, but the base is the same, so you're just keeping up with a few changes every year.
You get involved with the politics of perhaps rewriting the tax code?
We are completely apolitical at the office.
I know you are.
We have to be.
You just do your thing. And you get down on your knees and thank God when April 15th rolls around.
We don't want to change it too much because we'll be out of a job.
Yeah,
So
that's true too.
Yeah, I think the good news is there's so much gridlock in Washington, there really isn't going to be any meaningful change that that we have to worry about.
So is this your first year at the Expo?
This is our second year at the Expo.
Second year?
Yes.
There are some people here, like Northern Insuring, who've been at every one. This is number 27.
I was 15 then. I was still in high school, so.
Well, you got a long run ahead of you.
That's right.
For another 27
Yeah, I was going
years.
to say, I don't think I'll be here for 27 of them, but.
Whatever it takes. Guys,
Right.
thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thank you for stopping.
Thank you.
See you later.